Thank you so much, guys. Of course, we've got lots of things in today's edition of the Ebola update. Sierra Leone is making gradual improvement as the number of Ebola cases keep dropping. However, the Northern District of Port Loko and Cambia are the current hotspots, recording more than half of the country's new cases. The United Nations Emergency Ebola Response Headquarters in Ghana's capital, Accra, is so close as the outbreak slows down. The head of the mission, Peter Graf, met the Ghanaian President John Dramani Mahama to thank the country for hosting the agency since it started operations last year. A small team will stay until the end of June to coordinate air operations, the agency known as the United Nations Mission Emergency Ebola Response has said. Ghana has not been affected by the epidemic in West Africa, which has killed more than 11,000 people. Mr. Graf said Guinea, Liberia, and Sierra Leone now have the necessary response to ensure that capabilities are put in place to professionally test, treat, and isolate Ebola patients. Researchers have found out that the current Ebola virus in West Africa is not more dangerous than previous strains, as had been feared, according to a study published on Tuesday, the 9th of June. Researchers with the National Institute of Health and the pathogen still on loose in Sierra Leone and Guinea is no more deadly and might even be weaker than the original virus that first started in Africa in 1976. Leading pharmaceutical companies including Johnson & Johnson, Bavarian Nordic, the Public Health Agency of Canada, and GlaxoSmithKline are the companies behind the awaiting Ebola vaccines trials in Ghana. According to an official document on the World Health Organization's website, phase 1 of the Ebola vaccine trial was expected to take place in the first quarter of 2015 in Ghana, Uganda, Kenya, USA, and Tanzania. Ebola hotlines and operations in all affected countries. Remember, if you're in Guinea, just dial 115, and if you are in Sierra Leone, just dial 117. Well, that's all for today. Back to you for the rest of